A few months ago, I would say I was doing incredibly well. I was severely on top of things, working out every single day, waking up at 5 and just getting it done, getting everything that I need to get done. But fast forward to today, and honestly, today I think I woke up at 10:50, 11, which is, I mean, that's just crazy. It's insane to go from, waking up at 5 every single day to just sleeping in and kind of not really doing things the way I'm supposed to be doing, and not achieving everything that I'm supposed to be achieving, and not working out every day. And so, I would say I've fallen into quite a rut in that I'm nowhere near where I was just a few months ago. And honestly, it just feels terrible to wake up late every day, go up or stay up late, not eat the best food, kind of slack on my fitness, and slack on many other things, slack on YouTube, my business. And I just kind of tell myself like, oh, I'm tired, oh, this and that, and like, oh, I don't have to work out that much because I mean, I look fine. But then, after a little while of slacking off, you start to not look as good as you once did. And you can visibly see that. I visibly see it in my aesthetic, and that I don't look as good as I did just a few months ago. Um, and, there's a lot of non visual things that I've kind of noticed that are not doing as well as they were only a few months ago. And it just feels so bad to be in a rut. But on the flip side, it feels so great to be on top of things, to just be getting everything done. And, you're making progress in everything, right? You're making progress in fitness, you're making progress in business. And honestly, whatever you're working on, you're making progress in it. And um, so I've just been thinking, like, how do I get out of this rut? And well, you kind of need to be self-aware, because the beginning of a rut happens. It's like you're on top of things, you're doing really good, and so you start to slack off, and it's just so dangerous to not notice this, because you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing good, oh, things are going well. I'll just not go to the gym just today, right? And just today I'm just gonna eat this. And oh, I don't really need to get the products out just today. I mean, I can do it tomorrow because things are going fine. And that's kind of the mindset that you start to develop, is that you start to do well, and then things start to drop off literally because you're doing well, and you just start to slack off, and then before you know it, you're in a rut. um, and even when you're in a rut, or like, yeah, I would say in the beginning of a rut, but even when you're like in the rut, it's hard to be self-aware and kind of realize that you're really not where you're supposed to be, and that, yeah, you are in a bit of a rut, and that you need to be doing things much better than you've been doing. And so I've written out just a few things that I've kind of figured out for myself, and that I'd like to share to actually like figure out you're in a rut and get out of the rut. So, I mean, you kind of have to be honest with yourself. Like, open up and write things down, like things that you don't want to be doing and things that you want to be doing but you're not doing, and kind of figure out like, why is this? There's the whole tired excuse, and I kind of use that for myself. Like, I'm just tired. Like, I'm doing so much, but then it's like, are you really, or is that just kind of a mindset? Um, like, are you really exhausted to the point where you can't do anything, and your mind is, oh, or is it just kind of like a mindset thing? And like, yeah, you did do a lot of work today, and like, for me, like, oh yeah, I studied all this stuff today, but at the same time, you can just study for a few hours, and then for the rest of the day, just take it off and watch YouTube and waste all your time. So you kind of have to be self-aware of like, if I saw somebody else doing that, I'd be like, wow, this person's so lazy, this person's such an idiot. Yeah, they're tired, okay. But then when I do it myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm tired, I worked really hard. So you kind of have to be self-aware and like write it out and say like, yeah, I guess I am kind of being a chimp, and I'm kind of being like the person that I would roast myself for being. And I'm kind of saying that it's okay. You kind of have to be, self-aware and honest about the things that you're doing in order to change them. Because, if you're thinking like, oh yeah, I worked so hard. Oh yeah, I'm the G. And then you just go and you like watch YouTube for 3 hours. It's kind of hard to change that, right? Because you think you're doing fine and you think everything's fine, but even in your mind, you don't think that there's an issue. So without kind of being honest with yourself and writing things out of what you're doing that you don't want to do and like how to change it, then you really can't change it. And the next thing is just to have a plan. Like, I think one of the reasons that I'm in a rut is because I've been kind of going off my schedule. Like, I used to have everything scheduled out of like what I'm going to do every single day. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to, study, work on the business, make a video, stuff like that, go to the gym. And lately, I haven't even been looking at my schedule. Like, I haven't been planning anything out. And so I kind of wake up and I'm like, oh, like, what do I do today? Like, I honestly don't really know. And I kind of have to figure it out for myself, which is really dangerous. A lot of the time, you have to kind of just turn your brain off, stop thinking, and just do things. And it makes it really difficult to do that when you have to think about what to do because you didn't write out a schedule or like a list of things to do. And so literally one of the number one things that you can do to get out of a rut is just write out what are the things you want to accomplish? What are the things you want to do? And then make a schedule that is going to supplement you achieving these things. And now I would say the final thing, and this also, like, it helps you get out of a rut, but it also kind of helps you notice that you're in a rut. And that is just to make a habit tracker, like just a sheet of things that you want to do. I have one right here. This is for July, and you can see I'm in a major rut right now because I haven't even made the one for August, and it's August 4th. Like, we're literally 4 days into August, but basically, these are all the things that I want to do. For example, it's like a cold shower, working out, working on my business, studying, just random things that, in my opinion, I absolutely should be doing every single day. Like, one of them is reading. I should be reading every single day, right? If I want to continue to improve myself, tracking food, meditating. And so basically, every day, we have the days on the side and the month at the top, and then these are just the habits. And like when I do a habit, I just check it off. And so you can kind of see like I'm doing a little well here, and then I kind of fall off, and then I'm doing well, and then I really fall off. And so this is almost like a major like rut, but I'm kind of going up and down. But this is like a really good way to actually figure out how you're doing, because people achieve things, we all achieve things, and you might think that you're doing really good because you're achieving things, but at the same time, it might be just residual achievements from work that you put in months ago. And so it really obviously shows you how well you're doing and how well you're sticking to the things that you said you're going to stick to, the things that you said you were going to do. And when it's completely empty and you're thinking, yeah, I'm still doing really well, I'm just tired right now, or whatever excuses you want to make, well, it's like completely empty for that period of time. So you're in a rut, you have to change things, you have to turn things around. So that combined with a schedule, having a plan, and one more thing is just writing out your goals and tracking your goals. It's really, really hard to work towards something when you don't have anything to work towards. And I guess one good example is if you are training for a marathon. I've not actually trained for a marathon, but it's a good example because a lot of people, they train so that they can run marathons, and then after the marathon is over, they just completely stop the training. It's like, why did you do that? It's because they wanted to run marathon, they wanted to do good in the marathon, so they had something to work towards. But now that it's over, they just don't really have anything to work towards. So one great thing that you can do is just to have a goal to work towards. I always kind of say, I have this big test coming up, and I'm going to study, and pass the test. And then afterwards, I'm going to study more and more so that I can continue to improve my skills in this topic. But honestly, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It never happens. Why? Why does that not happen? It's because I don't have anything to work towards. So you kind of actually have to have something to work towards to kind of give you the motivation to achieve something. And kind of like not just the motivation, but the reason is to like a lot of the time you do something and you're like, man, why am I even doing this? Or maybe you're working out in the gym and you're like, oh man, why am I even doing this? Like, I don't really feel like it. But if you have something coming up that you're training for, and this goes for everything, like you have some big product that you want to make and it's going to be great, and this is what you're working towards, then it gives you a lot more motivation to actually achieve that thing. Anyways, that's it. I've been slacking lately, like obviously, and my videos haven't been as good. So I'm very busy doing a lot of things, but even so, I'd like to continue to improve my videos. So if you guys like this video and want to see more videos, which by the way are going to be improving severely soon, make sure to hit that like, sub, and I don't know, leave a comment and let me know what you guys want me to yap about. Bye.